Nunavut are artists, the highest percentage of people who are artists in all of Canada. That's why it's no surprise that Inuit film had a big year in 2022. From Zach Kunuk taking us down a hole through animation, to these kids from Inukshuk High School in Iqaluit making a suicide prevention film. But one Nunavut movie changed the game this year. Slashback. Nyla and Inukshuk's look at what happens when aliens try to invade Pangertung is groundbreaking for Inuit film. 4 young Inuk girls have to fight off the invasion because their parents are at an all-community square dance. It's scary, it's funny, it's touching, and above all, what you see on film is what you see in the community it was filmed in.
We were buying the material from the co-op with the fabric that they had there. The girls, and same with wardrobe as well. If they needed sneakers, we were getting them, the sneakers that they would get at the co-op. The bikes. At one point, there's a pile of bikes, and I was a little worried. It's like, all the kids have the same bikes. But it also is true that in town, all the teenagers have the same bike, and they just have to put their initials on it because that's the bike that's for sale at the co-op. So it's okay that all the kids have the same bike.
2022 also marked the year where one of Nunavut's most notorious sex criminals was released from prison. We reported exclusively that former Catholic priest Eric Dieger was released from prison. Dieger was convicted of 24 counts of sexual abuse in 2015 after a court process that drug on for years. The victims were all Inuit kids Dieger got access to from his role as a priest. He's currently living in a halfway house under restrictions and has to report to a probation officer. Arguably, the biggest story of 2022 for Nunavut was the eventual decision to not allow the Baffin Land iron ore mine to double their production. After years of consultations, the Nunavut Impact Review Board decided not to let the mine expand the way they wanted to. The drama was in whether the federal cabinet would agree with the review board or veto the decision and allow the expansion. In the end, Northern Affairs Minister Dan Vandel went along with the review board, and the mine maintains their status quo. We get a lot of interesting visitors to Iqaluit. We're an airline hub and the gateway to the Eastern Arctic. This year, that list included the Pope himself. On tour in Canada to acknowledge the church's role in residential schools, the pontiff made Iqaluit one of his stops. According to the former mayor and MLA, Elizabeth Shutiapik, it was important.
This is an international milestone where we're finally being acknowledged for that. And to me, why not come out and celebrate the survivors and the people who have survived, because it's intergenerational.
The bishop responsible for the Arctic had much the same sentiment.
All of us are looking for something, some hope, joy, and I guess the new things in life, because we are very often stuck within ourselves. Memory, and it could be anything.
The Pope ran late. He was meeting with residential school survivors. When he did hit the stage, he spoke in Spanish. Here's the interpretation.
This only renewed in me the indignation and shame that I have felt for months. Today, too, in this place, I want to tell you how very sorry I am and to ask for forgiveness for the evil perpetrated by not a few Catholics.
What will 2023 bring for Nunavut? Probably not another papal visit, but who knows? Nunavut is Canada's largest region, has the youngest and fastest growing population. Nunavut is a place where things can happen, fast. Whatever does happen, we'll be bringing it to you right here. Kent Driscoll, APTN National News, Iqaluit.